So in 48 hours, we're going to get a taste of Street Fighter 6 um, patch notes. So what should they do? Who should they buff? Who should they nerf? Or who should they not even touch at all? Let's find out. Okay, so this is what I think. I mean, I could be wrong. This may not happen, but this might not happen December 2nd. This may not happen, we'll see. But I have categories: super buff, slight buff, left alone, slightly nerfed, dog walk. Dog walk is they need to nerf this guy to the ground. These are all my predictions. First and for starters, let's just get this out the way right now. Cam injury, they never get touched. They never get touched. They never get touched. They always miss the nerf back, and they always don't sip on, the buff meat. You know what I'm saying? They always just every patch, all the way back to Street Fighter 4. Every patch. I mean, Street Fighter 4, Cammy did get nerfed a little bit, but she was still good. Her kid is that's how good her kid is. The kid is awesome, but I mean, they always come out unscathed. Going to Ryu. I mean, he was buffed, and we did see a Ryu win a major. So I don't know. He can either go into slight buff or left alone. Can't nerf him. Can't nerf him. I say he's going to slight buff. Luke, yeah, another one. Won a major with no other prodigy. I mean, he's a good character. He's not in the top 3 anymore, but I'll say left alone. He's at a good spot right now. Chun-Li needs a slight buff. She was like top 5 when the game first came out. Then they nerfed her a little bit. Now you don't really see that anymore. So you see Chun. I mean, you still see some Chun still playing. You know what I'm saying? But I think she needs a little slight buff. Just a little slight buff. And that's what this patch would do. Jamie needs a super buff. He's a con 2024, bro. Anytime you gatekeep moves due to an install, the character is going to suffer. Period. I don't care what game you're playing. The character is going to cover. If you got to do a prerequisite or do an install to unlock moves for a character, come on, bro. No, in 2D games. In 3D games, you can get away with it. But in 2D games, you cannot lock. You cannot, special move lock moves away from a character. No. They need to fix his drinking. His drinking should carry over to different rounds because I mean the discrepancy between sober Jamie to drunk Jamie is just ridiculous. Sober Jamie is just low tier, dog walk tier. You know what I'm saying? But level 3, level 4, drunk Jamie, godlike. So yeah, the drunks need to carry over. Gal, I would say left alone. Kimberly needs a super buff. I think her damage, she needs to do more damage. I mean, she got flashy combos. I mean, but why would you pick Kimberly when you could do Ed and do flashier combos and get more damage? She needs a damage buff and she needs to get off me move. I don't know why they nerfed her Butsin Tatsu. It was okay in the beta, but I don't know. Note super buff. Ken players, come on, let's be real. He needs to be left alone. Blanca and left alone. Dawson slight buff. Not too many Dawson players just go around. I mean, it's like, okay, the 3 that I just named, Blanca, Dawson, and Edmund. Their kits is outdated. I mean, it was cool in Street Fighter 2. It was okay in Street Fighter 4, but it's outdated. I mean, let's be real. Would you rather play Dawson or Necro from Third Strike? From 3. Necro is he's just better, and what I'm saying. I hate to say it like that, but it's the facts. What I'm saying. Necro just, as far as a zoning character, but he can rush you down. You can play him in zone, but his kit was, phenomenal, especially his limbs. So yeah. Manon. See, here's the thing with Manon. Manon, you don't want to super buff, because he's super buff, should be the most broken character in the game. Because why? Because her medals carry over to, over rounds. Not only that, she's not locked. Her moves, she doesn't have like when she get medals, she get, unlock moves. No, when she does medals, her moves does more damage. So that's the difference between Jamie and Manon as far as medals and versus drinks. So just a slight buff. And then you got to be careful with Manon, because Manon is one of those typical characters. If you nerf just ever so slightly, she become garbage. If you buff ever so slightly, if you go even over slightly, she become, broken. Marissa got to be super buff. They massacred her. They nerfed her too bad, and yeah, she needs to come back. JP left alone. DJ, they nerfed him. He was top 5. Debatable top 3, and then they nerfed him. Now they normalize him. I wouldn't say they nerfed him. I say they normalize him. So I don't know. I would say he need a slight buff. Lily, super buff. Lily has the Alex treatment, as far as she has the best button in the game. Like Alex had the best button in the game as far as forward heavy punch or forward fierce is the lariat in Street Fighter 5. Lily has crouching heavy punch. If they nerf that, this character would be dog water. So yeah, just dog water. I said dog water. Let's go water. She'd be dog water if she didn't have that button. Due to my biasism, I will put Rashid here. He needs to be dog water. Actually, I'll put all these goddamn, all of them gotta be put here, dog. They gotta get hit with the nerf bat. They gotta get hit with the nerf bat, dog. These are the top 4 characters in the game right now. Just absolutely great. Zangief slightly nerf. I mean, Zangief is like the grandfather of grapplers, so you don't want to nerf him. In every Capcom game, they keep Zangief around because he's the grandfather. He's the prototype of grapplers. So you got to keep him good. You got to keep him. Don't make him weak. And due to Capcom standards, you can't have another grappler better than him. Maybe once every 3 months, like when Hugo came out, and when Hugo was out for Street Fighter 4, Ultra Street Fighter 4 when he first came out, or when Abigail first came out. But other than that, they have their shining moment, but then they, you got to bring them back down to earth, because Zangief is like the prototype of grapplers in Capcom eyes. Aki, just a slight buff. Not really nothing major. Aki's there, but I mean, just a slight buff. That's all she needs. Terry, come on, dog. Terry needs a super buff. Terry needs a super buff. All right. His sweep needs to be better. His fierce punch needs to be better. I mean, actually, honestly, quite frankly, can you at least make his EX or OD, his EX burn knuckle should be able to go through fireballs. It should be. I mean, it should be. I would make it go through fireballs. I don't know why not. It should be able to go through fireballs. That's all I'm saying. I would do that. You know what I'm saying? I would fix his fierce punch. I would fix his roundhouse, and I'll make his OD power knuckle go through fireballs. Then you good. That's a good starting point. That's a good basis right there. Yeah, that's good. Okay. In all seriousness, let's stop, because I know some of y'all are like, man, you don't know what the hell you talking about. Okay, so we're just gonna put them in slight nerf. I was just messing with y'all. I know y'all was looking like, what? No, they slight nerf. Ain't no way Capcom is going to totally like give the top 4 characters in the game a nerf back. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna do that. Right before Capcom Cup 2? No, they're not gonna do that. But You know, I would like to see a slight nerf. Now, when I say slight nerf, I mean Zangief a little, you know, take off a little damage scaling on his headbutt and his punch when it comes to guard meter. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to drive meter, take that off. Slight nerf to Rashid as far as his level 2 Ed 2, his slight nerf to both of their level 2s. Akuma and Bison or Dictator, just make it where there's damage scaling. They're good characters. They're all well-rounded characters. Everybody that's in slight nerf is well-rounded characters. They just need a slight adjustment. I wouldn't even say a nerf. I'd say adjustment. Actually, let's not call it nerf. Let's call it adjustment. Yeah, slight adjustment. Because it's not really a nerf. It's just an adjustment. You know what I'm saying? Well, you can call it a nerf, but no, it's just adjustment. Just normalize them. They normalized Chun-Li and DJ, and it's just curious that they coming out with this nerf like right before Capcom Cup MMA. Something in my must be they must have saw something in my either they saw something that was in my kit that was gonna be groundbreaking or meta changing, or SNK was like, yo, y'all better do something about Terry Bogard, or we're gonna nerf this shit out of your out of Ken and Chun-Li when they come to City of the Wolves. Something went down. Some discussions were made. I would just say it like that. Some discussions were made. But that's it. Of course, I'm gonna do a video on the embellishing the patch notes. So we'll see. I'll talk to you guys later.